Hello, Algebra parents. My name is Mayne, and though I cannot be with you tonight, I'm excited to just share a little bit with you about our year ahead in the world of algebra. You have some great kids that I've already had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with as we've started the school year. As we approach the school year, I'm going to talk through some things with you and give you a couple different ways in which you can reach me so that if for some reason over the course of the next weeks and months, especially when we go from distance learning to hybrid and perhaps back and forth depending on how this all goes, I want you to have plenty of opportunity to reach out if you need to. I'm going to take a minute and just share with you, first of all, our excitement over a new textbook series that even as we head into this online learning, we still have an opportunity to begin a new textbook called Discovering Algebra. And in this course, we emphasize linear, exponential, and quadratic functions. And we do it from a perspective of graphing functions, solving equations of those types of functions, and applying our knowledge in a variety of ways in real life scenarios that allow kids to really see the connection between linear functions, exponential functions, and quadratic functions. In particular, this new textbook allows kids to explore and really consider the impact that these different types of functions have on real-world scenarios. And there's a lot of investigation, a lot of actual discovering time, and we're really excited to jump into this new textbook series. I'm going to come back to this slide in just one second. We're going to deliver instruction from a variety of ways. We, even on Zoom, do so via whole class direct instruction, where depending on if you've heard me teach already, we spend time talking through ideas with kids. I'm going to show you in a minute here, but we have notes that kids can access. We have homework. We have ways in which we have conversation. We also use breakout rooms in Zoom, and kids can actually go into small groups. They can have fantastic time to collaborate and work together through group work, but they also can receive instruction when I pop in and out of breakout rooms, which I have already found just in a few brief days can be really beneficial. It's something we've learned just that Zoom has the power to do since this spring. But because of our new textbook series, there are also going to be some fantastic discovery activities. And in the coming weeks, but especially we're excited about when we are in the hybrid version of learning, we're going to be able to do some really hands-on activities that we're excited to allow kids to explore. I'm going to jump back just to my face here for a quick second, just to mention, obviously, this is a plus setting in which we have kids who, for the most part, some of them like math, but a lot of them hate it. And I told them on the very first day of school, my goal, my job is I want to try to help kids go from kind of being maybe either indifferent. There are a few kids who love it, but for the most part, there's some indifference or just hatred towards it. And I really want to give kids a window, an opportunity to be with other kids and to talk to one another and to talk to me and to really gain that opportunity to grow as a math student, as a person, but in an ideal world, in a love of mathematics. So we're going to really try to use a variety of mathematical instruction, just educational instruction, so that kids can, whatever their mode of learning is, they have a place where they can thrive. And so in a plus setting, we know that we have kids that come to the table with just a lot of things that like some mathematical stress that just they don't always love it. And it's been sometimes for some of them quite challenging at times. And so we're going to really do everything we can to make this a great experience for them. And that's part of what we think our new textbook series is going to provide as well. There is an online flourish, which we'll talk about in the coming weeks, in which kids will have access to worksheets and different ways to learn through an additional online component. We will assess kids in a variety of ways. I've already talked to them about the fact that we will do notebook checks. I really believe, I was a math major in college, and I believe wholeheartedly in the need to learn to become a great math student, and that comes with writing things down depending on how much educational research you read. Even amidst our 21st century of technology, there's a lot of research that shows that writing things down from, I always tell kids, from head to hand to paper or to iPad is fundamental in helping kids learn and remember and be able to comprehend ideas. So I will have them show me the notes that they are taking. They are going to be typically assigned some homework assignment every time we meet, or sometimes outside of class. We do formative assessments all the time. These are assessments in which points aren't necessarily awarded. Sometimes they are, but by definition, they're not usually. And that just is different, less ironically informal, though it doesn't seem like it matches the word, less informal ways of giving kids feedback. For example, in my other class today, we played a Kahoot. And just ways that kids can tell really quickly, do I understand, do I not understand? And we will do the same thing in algebra. We'll also do just through group work, through problems that we have in class, we will do the same thing. We will be constantly providing with little formative assessments. Summative assessments here are just your traditional quizzes and tests, but there are other ways that we really try to provide feedback and assessment for kids, whether it's in conversations. We'll talk about here in a minute, there is a participation grade that goes along with our course that students get credit for simply being actively engaged in our classroom process. And that can come from ways they contribute one-on-one or in small groups. It also can come just from observations that I can see even from a distance, where I see them collaborating or working together or working hard in class. In reference to the grade calculation, 10% is participation, 20% is group work. That includes homework, classwork, 20% is coursework. That includes homework, classwork, group work, and activities. It also can be other things that we do. I would like to emphasize that we believe wholeheartedly in that community setting in which we can learn and grow. Not to sound too cliche, but I do fully believe that it is in conversation that kids can grow. And it is in conversation not just with me, but also with their peers, and sharing with each other their thought process and what different ways in which they have learned a concept, or the steps they've shown, or what work they've done. So that's why that holds a weight of 20%, and why group work is part of that. 70% are your quizzes and tests, your more formal quizzes and tests. Now, this being a plus setting, but quite frankly, that could be true of a plus setting or any setting. In mathematics, and depending on your own circumstance, I know for me, I thrived on and needed different ways to get help. So especially while we're not live in school, during class is so optimal. We have 85 minutes and there's so many opportunities to ask questions. I can't stress enough how helpful and important that can be for kids. And there are times when we're in small groups that they can utilize teacher-supported work time. There's also time sometimes at the end of class where we will program the class so that there's some work time, so they have an opportunity to start their homework. That's not true every single time, but it will be available, where kids can ask me one-on-one questions in that teacher-supported work time. A lot of kids already in some settings will pop after class for 5-10 minutes and ask a few questions. And kids can also set up a Zoom appointment with me during that time, or during concurrent free periods that I have, whether maybe we might share a lunch or they might have a study hall when I'm free. Either way, we can make that work. And when in hybrid, they can always go to Math Lab, which I will talk to them about. But for those of you who have freshmen for the first time, Math Lab is available every period of the day with another math teacher. So that can be incredibly beneficial for them. You're going to find what you need to help your student on Canvas. So I'm going to jump real quickly to our Canvas site. When you go to our Canvas site, you're going to click on this link here. And when you click on this link, you're going to be taken to the welcome page. When you click on that weekly schedule here, this detailed weekly schedule, once you click on this link, gives you the details of what we do in class, as well as what the homework is. So for instance, on Tuesday, here's what we did in class. These will be the notes that you reference. And here's the homework that was assigned. This is the day that it is due. Now, when you go back to our home page, you can also click on that weekly schedule again to go, and that'll take you to our modules. Here is where you can find the notes that we take. When these notes are finished, I'll actually post right underneath them an answer key to the notes page. Here is actually the homework worksheet that was referenced, and when we are done with that worksheet, I will post that answer key. So know that that is available to you as well, and that can be helpful in you helping your child navigate various aspects of the course. I'm a big believer in communication, and at the end of the day, and I put this in my email to you, so I'm going to jump just back to my face. At the end of the day, I think a child's success in the educational process is three ways, between me, yourselves as parents, and the child as well. So know that I'm here to help in any way that I can. I've included my email there on the page if you needed to rewind, or I included it in the email. So know that I'm here. If you need me, I am happy to help, but I totally believe that between the three of us, myself, you as your child's parent, and your student themselves, we're excited about the year ahead and the exciting algebraic concepts that we're going to learn, and ideally this great setting where they can learn to be successful but also really enjoy the mathematical content. Again, if you need anything, let me know. There's also a Zoom link that if you'd like to pop in next week just to ask any other questions, feel free to do that. I'll be available for that hour as referenced in the email. Thanks again, and have a great day.